You have not come here to listen to something ordinary. If that were the case, this moment would not have drawn you here. There is something restless within you, something that is not seeking an answer but truth. And truth is always uncomfortable. It does not caress you, it awakens you. What is to be said today is not meant to make you feel good, but to make you alert. Therefore, listen not with words, but with the silence within you, because what is spoken outside only holds meaning when it pierces the inside. Man often complains, "Why did this happen to me?" he asks. "Why only me?" And then blames someone's society, time, relationships, fate, or even God. But he forgets one thing: nothing in life happens suddenly. What stands before you today is the fruit of the seeds sown yesterday. This may sound harsh, but this is the beginning of compassion. Because when you understand that the responsibility for your life is yours, only then do you take the first step toward liberation. Karma forgives no one. People take this sentence as a threat. But what is the need for fear? Fire burns. There is no cruelty in that. Poison kills. There is no sense of revenge in that. In the same way, karma does not punish. Karma teaches. The problem is not that karma is harsh. The problem is that man is asleep. He keeps doing what seems easy to him. And when the result arrives, he's shocked. Every thought of yours is a seed. You didn't notice, but every emotion has created something within you. Every jealousy, every anger, every deception has left a mark on your consciousness. And then you say, "I am a good person." Good or bad are not labels. Life knows mathematics, not morality. What you sow is what will grow. There is no partiality, no forgiveness, no exemption. Man wants the rules to be changed for him. He thinks he is the exception. But nature knows no exceptions. The river does not ask who is thirsty. It simply flows. The sun does not look at who is worthy. It gives light. And karma too flows. You can stand in its path, but you cannot stop it. The biggest mistake is that people think of karma as a thing of the future. They say everything is fine now, we will see later. But karma does not come later. It is being created now. As you think, so you are becoming. Your habits do not create your future, your consciousness does. Habits are merely its reflection. Look, when a person lies repeatedly, the problem isn't the lie. The problem is that his inner self has become filled with fear, and that fear slowly poisons his entire life. Then he asks, why does everything go wrong with me? Because you have sown the wrong seeds within, and no one can stop the seeds from becoming a fruit. Karma is not a judge. Karma is a mirror. It shows you exactly what you are. But looking into the mirror is the hardest thing to do. That is why people want to break it. They say this principle is wrong. This life is unjust. No, life is neither just nor unjust. Life is simply precise. There is not a single error in it. If the same pain returns to your life again and again, it does not mean someone is punishing you. It means you are not learning. Life repeats until you understand. The teacher asks the same question until the student learns the answer. There is no anger in this, only waiting. Understand this very carefully. Karma does not mean remaining stuck in the past. Karma means becoming fully awake in this moment. Because for the one who has awakened, the chains of karma begin to loosen. Awareness is the only revolution. Without waking up, there is no liberation. If even a little discomfort is rising within you today, do not run away. Feel it. That discomfort is your first friend. It will tell you how you have lived until now. And when one truly sees, transformation begins. No debate, no agreement, no disagreement, just honesty. Look within and write down what was shaken inside you by what you heard today. No beautiful words, no knowledge, just truth. Write exactly what you have never admitted until now. Because what is coming next is deeper. It will be less about understanding karma and more about becoming free from it. But before going there, it is necessary to accept that the life you have lived so far was not a coincidence. Understanding is that which transforms you. That which only gives information is not understanding. You have heard much, read much, but why has life continued the same way? Because hearing and understanding are different things. Understanding descends within, and as it descends, the old foundation begins to shake. Therefore, the mind is afraid. It says, don't go so deep, but he who avoids the depths is the one who repeatedly gets hit on the surface. Man often thinks karma is an external system, that somewhere an account is being kept, a register is being filled. This imagination is childish. Karma is not a system. Karma is your consciousness turned into habit. Who you are is your karma. What you do is only a small part of it. Real karma is what you are unconsciously. You are smiling, but there is jealousy within, that is karma. You are silent, but there is hatred within, that is karma. You are donating, but there is ego within, that too is karma. And this is the hardest part, because here no one can catch you. There is no court here. There is only you and your inner self. That is why people do not fear karma. They fear the result. If the result didn't come, they would keep doing the same things. But the result comes silently, slowly, without making the noise. Look, when a person repeatedly gets stuck in wrong relationships, he says, "My luck is bad." But the truth is, there is something within him that attracts the same kind of people. When someone is repeatedly cheated, the question is not that the world is deceitful. The question is, what hunger is within him that attracts deceit? Karma does not happen outside. Karma begins within. And what begins within cannot help but manifest outside. No matter how much you run, you cannot run away from yourself. That is why life surrounds you. It gives you the same situation again and again until you change. This is not a punishment, it is an opportunity. But only the awakened can see the opportunity. The one who is asleep calls it oppression. Man wants life to understand him, but life wants you to understand yourself. As soon as you understand yourself, life automatically becomes simple. Problems do not disappear, but suffering disappears. And that is the difference. The problem is external. Suffering is internal. Do you think your anger was created by someone else? No. Someone merely pressed a button. The machine was already prepared. If there were no anger within, no matter how much someone provoked you, nothing would happen. Therefore, it is easy to throw responsibility outside, but transformation is only possible from within. Karma does not forgive anyone because it does not blame anyone. It simply says, look, this is who you are. And being able to see this is the biggest shock, because you have created a beautiful image of yourself. You consider yourself right, good, and moral. But karma does not see your imagination, it sees your reality. As long as you are trying to change others, understand that you are caught in the web of karma. The day you start looking at yourself, that very day the grip of karma begins to loosen. And the observer is separate, the observer is not bound. This is not penance, it is not a difficult sadhana. It is only honesty, but honesty is the hardest thing because it does not allow you to lie to yourself. No excuses work there, no logic remains. And remember one thing, karma does not strike immediately. That is, it's compassion, it gives time, it says, see now, change now, but man mistakes time for weakness. He thinks nothing happened. And then one day everything breaks at once. Then he says, why me? No, it didn't just happen to you. It had started within you a long time ago. Today it has simply manifested. If you truly want to be free, stop worrying about the future. The future is the result of karma. The present is the birth of karma. If you wake up this moment, much can change, but waking up requires courage. Because waking up means no one else is responsible anymore. This is the point where most people turn back. This is too heavy. Yes, it is heavy, because now you are alone. But in this very loneliness, freedom is hidden. Waking up is not an event, it is a process. It's not that one day your eyes open and everything changes. Eyes open every day. But there is no habit of seeing. The mind makes so much noise that what is right in front of you is not visible. And as long as it is invisible, the same thing is repeated. That is why life keeps giving the same kind of pain in different ways. People call it fate, but it is a cycle of habits. Man thinks he is free, but most of his life is spent in reaction. Someone says something and he gets angry. Someone ignores him and he breaks. Someone praises him and he becomes inflated. This is not freedom, this is a string given into the hands of others. And where there is a string, there is karma. Because every reaction is a seed, and every seed demands a fruit. Awakening begins where reaction stops. When someone hurts you, and you can stay still within, something new is born. The hurt is still felt, but it doesn't go deep because now you are watching it. And what is watched slowly loses its power. Darkness is scary because it isn't seen. As soon as a lamp is lit, the darkness leaves on its own. You don't have to fight it. The biggest trap of karma is that it is invisible. You think you are choosing, but actually your old memories are choosing for you. Your fears, your desires, your incompleteness, they decide what you will do. And then you say, this is what I wanted. But have you ever seen the one who wanted? Awakening means seeing that wanter within you. Awakening means recognizing that voice that constantly says, I want more. And when you recognize it for the first time, a little silence descends within you. That very silence changes the momentum of karma, because now you are not blind. Now you know what the result of what you are doing will be. And this knowing does not come from fear, it comes from clarity. Most people think that avoiding karma means doing good deeds. They say, I don't do bad to anyone, I don't give pain to anyone. This is surface level talk. Peep inside. Do you not compare yourself with others? Does jealousy not rise within you? Do you not find satisfaction in seeing someone else lowered? Karma begins where you have stopped looking at yourself, and this will hurt because you want to consider yourself good. But goodness is not an achievement. It is a result of awareness. When you are awake, it becomes difficult to be bad. That is why morality is not taught. It happens. And where morality is taught, hypocrisy is born. Karma does not leave anyone, because karma is your own shadow. You can run, but the shadow does not leave. You can change places, relationships, or countries, but until you change, the same will be repeated. That is why some people say everything changed, but life didn't change, because the one who was changing was outside, not inside. A sign of awakening is that you start complaining less. Now you change the question. You no longer ask, why did this happen to me? Now you ask, what is there within me that caused this? And this question is revolutionary, because this question does not go outside. It takes you toward your center. And he who touches his center, for him, karma is no longer a burden, it becomes a teacher. Then every event comes to teach something, happiness as well as sorrow. You must have seen some people remain calm even in sorrow, and some remain restless even in happiness. The difference is not in the circumstances. The difference is in the one who is seeing. He who is seen is free. He who is just flowing is bound. The deepest layer of karma is unconsciousness. You don't know what you are doing. You are just doing it. Like walking in sleep. And then you fall, you get hurt, and you ask, how did this happen? It happened because you weren't there. Awakening means being there, being fully there, being in what you are saying, being in what you are hearing, being in what you are doing. And when you are there, the speed of karma slows down. Then things don't just happen on their own, you watch them happening. And watching is the greatest transformation. Don't think that after awakening, difficulties won't come in life. They will, but now they won't break you. They will give you depth. Just as fire does not burn gold, but purifies it. So karma becomes purification for the awakened person, not punishment. But remember, awakening is not an achievement. It is a constant state of alertness. Miss even a moment and the old mind returns. Therefore, it is a journey, not a destination. And in this journey, the grip of karma slowly loosens. Acceptance does not mean giving up, nor does acceptance mean that everything should continue as it is. Acceptance means seeing what is without lying. Because as long as you keep denying something, it continues to control you. The day you say, yes, this is within me, from that day its influence starts to decrease. The human mind is very clever. It says, I am not wrong, the circumstances were wrong. It says, what I did out of compulsion. It says, if they hadn't done that, I wouldn't have done this. But acceptance comes before all these arguments. Acceptance says, what happened because I was like that. This sentence sets a fire within, because now no support remains. Now there's neither a culprit nor a victim. Now there's only responsibility. And as heavy as responsibility seems, it frees you just as much. The biggest burden of karma is resistance. What you do not accept returns again and again. The anger you suppress comes out in some other form. The fear you don't accept starts running your decisions. That is why people say, I understand, yet I cannot change, because after understanding, acceptance did not follow. Acceptance is not a mental process. It doesn't happen in the head. It descends into the gut. When acceptance happens, you say nothing, you prove nothing, you just become quiet. like a very heavy burden has suddenly been lifted. And in that moment, something breaks the old structure, the old habit, the old reaction. You think if you accept that you have jealousy, you will become jealous. No. As long as you don't accept it, jealousy burns you. After acceptance, you watch it. And what is watched is no longer the master. That is why acceptance requires courage, because in it, your image breaks. You are no longer who you thought you were. And the mind fears this breaking. It says, if all this is true, then who am I? This is the most beautiful question, because only when the old identity breaks does the real identity emerge. The doer is a notion, a thought, a belief that you have accepted without examination. Since childhood you have been taught, you did it, you are responsible, you should do it, you should not do it. Slowly, a center was formed within that says, I am the doer. And around that center, all karma revolves. As long as this center is strong, there is no escape from karma. Look closely. When anger rises within you, did you call it? Did you sit down and decide that now you must be angry? Anger rises. Similarly, desire rises, fear rises, attraction rises. Events happen. Words come out of the mouth. And later you say, I did this. But did you really do it, or did something happen through you? This understanding is very subtle, therefore it is understood not through words, but through observation. Like the breath is flowing, are you flowing it, or is it flowing? The heart is beating, are you beating it, or is it beating? Most of life is happening on its own, but in between the I comes and sits down and says, I did this. This I is the root of karma. The illusion of the doer binds in two ways. One, it gives ego. When something good happens, you inflate. Second, it gives guilt. When something wrong happens, you break. Both are bonds. Whether you rise up or fall down, the rope remains the same. That is why some people are bound even by punya, merit. They do good deeds, but the voice of I am good constantly runs within. That voice itself is the seed of karma. When it is seen that events are happening, a strange peace descends. Now you are no longer the carrier. Now life does not flow on your head, but through you. This does not mean you become inactive. It means you are free from the burden. Here people often get confused. They think, if I am not the doer, whose responsibility is it? This fear is the last trick of the mind, because the mind knows that if the doer goes, its kingdom goes. Now you work in consciousness, not in fear. The leaving of the doer means you no longer cling to the result. You do your part fully, but you don't hold on. You love, but you don't claim authority. You perform karma, but karma does not perform you. This is true freedom. See, when the doer loosens, the intensity of karma changes. Earlier, even a small thing would bring a big result. Now, even a big event does not cause much stir within, because now there is no center within that makes it its story. Life then becomes simple, not complex, but simple. Simplicity does not mean childishness. It means clarity. Now you know what is happening. Now you flow, you don't fight, and he who flows does not break. Now look, when someone praises you and nothing stirs within, no joy, no pride. When someone insults you, and nothing burns within, no anger, no revenge, then understand that something deep has happened. Karma is still going on, but it is not sitting on top of you, like the fan is spinning, but the axle is still. External life goes on, work, relationships, decisions, but there is no grip within. That very stillness is liberation. The biggest sign of liberation is that now you don't blame anyone, neither yourself nor others. Because blame exists only when there is a doer. Now, there are events, there are experiences, but there is no story. As soon as the story ends, the suffering also ends, because suffering is born only from the story. You must have noticed, suffering is always connected with me. This happened to me. This injustice happened to me. But when the I loosens, suffering has no place to stay. Here, karma does not end completely. As long as the body is there, karma will continue. But now it does not bind. Like the electricity of a fan is turned off. The fan spins for a while and then stops. The old momentum runs for a bit, but no new bond is created. This is the ultimate freedom. A liberated person does not run from the world. He doesn't go to the forest or find a cave. He can be free even in the market. Because liberation is not a matter of place but of vision. Where the vision is clear, there is liberation. And all this does not happen by effort. Effort always strengthens the doer. It happens when you are tired of watching and watching, when you are defeated by fighting and fighting, when you have passed through the path of acceptance, awakening and clarity, then suddenly one day something loosens within, and that very looseness becomes freedom. Now karma forgives no one. This sentence does not give fear. It gives you responsibility, but that responsibility does not become a burden. It becomes awareness. Now you know every moment is a seed, and the awakened person has the full freedom to sow the seeds. Life then does not remain a punishment. It becomes a celebration. Sorrow also comes, but it comes like a guest. Happiness also comes, but it doesn't become the master. Everything comes and goes, and you just keep watching. This watching is the ultimate. Beyond this, there is nothing, no theory, no scripture, no path. Now there is only life, direct, simple, and pure. And if, while listening up to hear, a deep silence has descended within you, then understand these were not words being spoken. This was your own memory that has awakened. Now nothing remains to be said. Now nothing remains to be done. Now there is only being.